clean whip, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pull out one foot.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Temps a little hot today at Lincoln Financial Field, but keep in mind it is technically still summer as we get you ready for some football in Philly. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Backman. 120. You remember me? Let's go, baby.
On the ground, this is Isaiah Crowell. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Right there, 56. They gonna need some therapy.
This is Crowell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a third down.
Here we go. Sweetie! 59! Watch the slant, watch the slant.
Working from the gun, Wentz. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett, he's at the 40, past the 20, 10, touchdown, Giants. Almost the full length of the field, a 90-yard punt return as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Giants 7, Eagles 0.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
74.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On play action, Wentz. They'll roll him out right. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
The 20. Come on, D. It's your son.
On first and 10, here's Wentz. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Point after, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down.
Hey, kill. 53, Mike. 26.
Prescott from the gun. Open man is Lashley. That's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A third down gain of 19.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Saquon Barkley. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. The defense is saying, okay, now that's more like it.
Yeah, we hear from coaches all the time how they preach a next play mentality. Doesn't matter whether the previous one was good or bad. You move on to the next one. But we just saw evidence of that happening right there.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to fourth down. So on fourth down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas. The wind is at his back here in the second quarter. Rosas' kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They fake the give. Now wins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack by Jordan Willis. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Shotgun now for Wentz. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. Returnable for Lockett. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now on 2nd and 13. Prescott gets this out to Saquon Barkley. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Kill! 27! I got it! 26!
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And Ingram holds it in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A quick throw there out to Jeffrey. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
Here we go. 120! You're not ready.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wentz. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season.
57, Mike 57. I'm here all day.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And he connects with Ertz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. The extra point up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Get ready. 47. 59, Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Prescott. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Brandon Graham able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt.
It's 4th down.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On to punt, Jamie Gillen. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. A first scoring update now from Carolina. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Ford, Tokyo!
Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll go down at the 28. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Hey,
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Wentz. That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now Wentz. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Eagles first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Incomplete. It's 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This is a 26-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here we go, 46. Check right 54. Right 54. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Prescott from the gun on third. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. Here's Jamie Gillandale as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell your guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. A first down carry now for Crowell. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Time to go, night.
From midfield, here's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Willis picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Throwing now is Wentz. This is Crowell on the catch. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow here.
And now Prescott is going to be taken down. He couldn't get away, and that's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30.
You got nothing.
Working from the gun, Wentz. It's caught by Crowell. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
At the 28-yard line.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Hey, Red 5-2, come here. 57, Mike, 57. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Now Wentz. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And that'll make it third down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
5-9. 57's mine. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Alpha.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll go to Barkley again. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. We're going to 54. Right in. Check. 53. Mike. Check. 53.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the right. 47. Hey, watch that. Check. Watch. 54. Stop your Ryan. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Let's go, D.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott, he's going to air one out. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, one set. Check. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Check. Here go 46. 54, right there. 54, Mike. And we got 26.
Now Prescott on fourth down. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on fourth down, this is a big call. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. And he gets it complete to Latimer. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It's a gain of 35.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To the air again, Prescott gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott finds his tight end Ingram. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Here we go, G. Get off the field. Hey, Kill. 47. Hey, Kill. Right there, 54.
3rd and short yardage. Prescott. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Sterling Shepard. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Giants are going to jump back in front. Rosas now to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 5.
Makes the score Giants 24, Eagles 19. Omidg Rosas to kick off for the Giants.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. First down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Pretty quiet. He's crashing. He's checking. Kill.
On the counter, it's Crowell. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he gets this one down to the 24. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Crowell. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The Giants' 21-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Sunday.
On play action, Wentz. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I'm not sure I'm absolutely crazy about that play call there. I mean, it's only a one-score game, so is it really time to go bombs away and try and make a big play? I think you can take some underneath stuff and still move it downfield.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
Again, it's Barkley. And an alley to run. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st down, Barkley, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run with Barkley. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Here we go, 47. Check 59. Mike is 50. Echo. Hey, check. 26.
Prescott to throw. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. He'll return it from the 6. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Hey, wahoo. Cut. 59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check. 59.
Wins. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. Wentz now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Wentz. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 27 yards there, a first down. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Giants, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.